Hey there, VCE HHD students. My name's Andy. I'm a VC Health and Human Development teacher. In this short video, we're looking at what diseases are useful to know for Unit 4 as part of exam preparation. So this is relevant for Unit 3 and 4 HHD for the 2025 plus HHD study design. Before we dive into this video, there's a range of ways to engage with the Health Resources Hub. If you're on our YouTube channel at the moment, you can subscribe with the button in the bottom corner of the video there. That means you'll get alerts to all of our new videos as they come out towards this later part of the year. We've also got our website, thehrh.net.au, where there's opportunities for HHD students and teachers, so please check that out. Got our social media, our Instagram, our TikTok, and Facebook pages where you can follow us and get alerts to our new videos and other opportunities, and also our email info@thehrh.net.au if you'd like to get in touch. Before we dive into this video, also, if you're a HHD student that is after some great notes for all of areas study, 1 and 2 for Unit 3 and 1 and 2 for Unit 4, then we have some new course notes available, as well as some practice questions for Unit 3 and 4, all of the different areas of study also on our website. We also have some Unit 1 and 2 A+ course notes as well. So if you head to our website, you'll see there is a drop down for students, and there is a link to this page here where you can order our course notes and practice questions. They are ideal if you haven't really been keeping on top of your notes throughout the year, but you want to make sure you're not missing anything in the lead up to the exam, as well as if you're after some practice questions for all the different areas of study, as well as sample answers. Okay, so for this video here, the first question here is, should you know examples of particular disease or health conditions that are relevant to Unit 4 content? And so even though there are not specific health conditions mentioned in the Unit 4 key knowledge points, so similar to what we mentioned in our previous Unit 3 video, there is the expectation that you will be able to link to a range of different health conditions via factors, okay, such as things like poverty, access to safe water, sanitation. So this could be linked to the key knowledge point about similarities and differences in health status between low, middle, and high income countries. And so if you are linking in, okay, to health status, it's always really useful to be able to link to specific health conditions. You can also see that it mentions that many of the Sustainable Development Goals include specific references to diseases and health conditions. And if you have a look at some past VCAA exams, there have been some questions on the exam that have asked you to describe some of these conditions. So there is a range of reasons why across Unit 4, okay, it's good to be on top of some common health conditions or diseases that is relevant to Unit 4 content. So what are some examples of these diseases or health conditions in addition to the ones that we mentioned for Unit 3? So if you haven't checked out our video similar to this one, but looking at some conditions that are more sort of relevant to Unit 3 content, but could also spill over into Unit 4, make sure you go and check that out. So you'll see here a number of these conditions are probably more common in low and middle income countries, which is probably unsurprising because Unit 4 has that more focus, okay, on global health and human development. And obviously, when looking at the SDGs, there is a range of health conditions that are mentioned as part of the key features of different SDGs. So you'll see there for each of these conditions, and make sure you know a bit of a description and perhaps just what contributes to developing these conditions in particular. Because if you're linking to different factors, perhaps like poverty, okay, or access to safe water or sanitation or global marketing, perhaps, then you need to be able to make sure that you're making appropriate links to the appropriate condition. So you can see here malnutrition, malaria, tuberculosis, hepatitis, and HIV/AIDS. And so they're all, okay, as well as neglected tropical diseases, pretty relevant to various aspects of the SDGs, but could also be linked into some of those factors that we were just mentioning before, okay, in terms of Unit 4 Area Study 1. Also things like cholera, okay, COPD, typhoid, neonatal disorders, and gastroenteritis. So a number of those relate to things like sanitation, okay, and lack of access perhaps to safe water, and also things like global marketing in relation to things like e-cigarettes or tobacco consumption. And so you can see here, hopefully, how some of those various aspects of Unit 4, okay, could be relevant to linking into these different health conditions. So what we'll do in a moment is we'll have a look at a question that could be the type of question you might see, okay, linked into Unit 4 content that would require you to link into a health condition. Before we do that, just a reminder, there is a number of opportunities to engage in some HHD exam revision sessions that I'm running, okay, for ACE that are coming up soon. So you'll see the 4 different dates and times available there. All these sessions are running online, so you can join from anywhere in the state. I'll be going through advice for Section A and Section B in the exam and some strategies you can use to approach those, as well as covering all the key concepts across Unit 3 and 4 and looking at challenging past exam questions and how to approach those. You can also bundle this ticket together with the HHD exam revision questions book that I've worked on. You can see in the image there with ACE this year, it's got over 500 marks for the practice questions, as well as a full trial exam if you're looking for some extra trial exams, as well as sample answers. So you just head to book.acedvc.com and you can place an order for those. Okay, so this is the kind of question that could require you to link to a health condition, okay, linked into some Unit 4 content. So you can see here it says outline how differences in access to safe water may contribute to a variation in health status between Australia and a low-income country for 3 marks. So obviously you're focusing on differences in access to safe water, and so you'd be mentioning that it's more likely in Australia people to have access to safe water than people in low-income countries, but it also says there contributing to a variation in health status. So this is where if you see that term health status, it's ideal to be able to link into a relevant health condition because it makes it easier to link into a health status indicator. So in that second sentence there in the answer, okay, it says therefore people in Australia are less likely, okay, to drink water contaminated with pathogens such as bacteria, reducing their likelihood of developing conditions such as cholera. So you can see there, making it clear that you understand that if there is greater access to safe water, less likely to be contaminated with bacteria, and that's your link into the health condition cholera, and therefore the incidence of cholera, okay, is likely to be lower in Australia compared to a low-income country. So making sure that with a question like this, where you see that term sort of variation in health status, you're always stating what that difference in health status would be as part of your response. Okay, so hopefully that makes it clear, okay, why it's important to be able to link into a number of different diseases or health conditions relevant to Unit 4 content. Hopefully you found this video useful. Just a reminder, if you're after those A+ course notes and practice questions for the different areas of study, you can head to our website there, the hrh.net.au, where you can place an order for those. Thanks so much.